2020 is going to make history in the gaming industry without a doubt. Tons of great AAA games are in the line to be released along with the new generation of video game consoles being right around the corner. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk 2077 and The Last of Us Part 2 are among the top of the most anticipated games list, which has significance in the year and the next gen of the gaming. We're all looking forward to all of these games and most importantly the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X as well. However, another game that cannot be missed during this hype is Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is in fact the hottest talk of the town, as there have been recent showcases of more information and gameplay of the game. To go over the game real quick, it is an upcoming action-adventure game that is set to be released on July 17, 2020. Now, the game is developed by Sucker Punch Production, who is also famous for the Infamous series. The game is featuring a samurai setting, which is perfect in every way and features an amazing open world to explore. Now, the game is a stealth game, as the title, Ghost, suggests. You can either play relentlessly or embrace the creative and brilliant stealth elements the game offers to become an actual Ghost of Tsushima. The game also features mechanics like grappling hooks, climbing and parkour to embrace the assassin nature of the character. You can also go around exploring the world on a horseback, killing and interacting with non-playable characters and taking on the side quests. Does that all sound familiar? Well, that is because Ghost of Tsushima is basically an Assassin's Creed game, but only better. Here's why Ghost of Tsushima is the Assassin's Creed we never got. I will be comparing different aspects and the elements of the game with not a specific Assassin's Creed game, but the series as a whole. I believe no separate introduction is necessary for Assassin's Creed franchise, as it's been around for some time now, and almost everyone is familiar with it. Having said that, let's get into the comparison right away. Both Assassin's Creed series and the Ghost of Tsushima falls under the action-adventure stealth game genre. We're most familiar with the Assassin's Creed games out of the two, and there has been a lot of the stealth games mechanics and the elements featured in the games to bring out the real assassin vibes to the game, at least in the earlier titles. Now, in the first Assassin's Creed game title, we have seen how throwing knives, smoke bombs, bows and crossbows were used to complement the stealth nature of the game. Even though more recent Assassin's Creed titles were moving away from the word stealth, toning down these classic stealth elements, it has purposefully created more action in the game and has given more opportunities to introduce more stealth elements into the series, like bushes and more hiding spots. However, Ubisoft has started to present more fantasy elements into the games recently, regardless of them maintaining the historical accuracy of the series. People loved games like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag, and even Syndicate, even though the grappling hook was pretty damn ridiculous. Lately, people have been heavily criticizing the more recent Assassin's Creed games, as Ubisoft is slowly going away from the glory of the true assassin feel, even though Valhalla seems to indicate to be bringing back a lot of the elements of an assassin. It is still ironic how Ubisoft ditches the crossbow to maintain true historical accuracy just later on and adds like mythical creatures and superpowers to the game. Anyway, so back onto the comparison. Ghost of Tsushima presents a more believable and a pretty realistic world, which brings out the Japanese culture and the samurai feel. I personally believe that Ghost of Tsushima presents a more realistic and more interactive world than any of the Assassin's Creed games have ever gotten. Also, the HUD featuring the map has been there throughout the series in the older Assassin's Creed games, but in Ghost of Tsushima limits its completely getting rid of the map HUD, introducing a brilliant way to navigate and find points of interest by the guidance of the wind and the animals. Ghost of Tsushima truly brings out the ultimate samurai experience, where you can challenge enemies to a lethal standoff with a cool camera effects. Now, the closest to this Assassin's Creed games have ever gotten to is the small cinematics after defeating a boss, where you say, "Requiescat in pace." At least we get a landing killing blow on the enemies in the Ghost of Tsushima. The Assassin's Creed games started including more abandoned camps in their latest games, Odyssey and Origins. To be honest, I have mixed feelings about this personally, but seriously, who asked for so many? With the expansion of the world, Ubisoft might have needed stuff to fill it with, but I feel like there has been way too many of these camps and these question marks. Now, they could be simply gone with more side quests like The Witcher 3. I really hope that Ghost of Tsushima limits the Mongolian camps counts and add more meaningful secondary quests instead. We're all familiar with the Assassin's Creed combat mechanics already. The use of the legendary hidden blade to perform stealth kills from the hiding spots and from the above really brought out the whole vibe of the series. The parrying, disarming, blocking mechanics definitely got upgrades over the course with more advanced dodging and other mechanics. However, it's pretty disappointing how Ubisoft almost got rid of the close combat using the hidden blade. And even though the special powered attacks and actions introduced in the AC Odyssey added a new difficulty and a style to the game, it was also heavily criticized as Ubisoft was drifting away from the original Assassin's Creed gameplay. The introduction of the armor and weapon system with the different levels and the abilities to upgrade the player's skills was a nice touch. Yet, we already know that Valhalla will keep all these features while also bringing back glory to the hidden blade. Or maybe it should be a revealing blade since it's not actually hidden. But I would not really miss the empowered abilities and stuff. Ghost of Tsushima takes the combat system and mechanics to a whole new level. The main weapon being a katana, both stealth and open combat are far superior to any of the Assassin's Creed games which has been out so far. You can choose to become a samurai or ghost, all on a fly. As I mentioned earlier, challenging your enemies for a duel to get a chance to one-shot them is pretty cool addition. You can also chain kill enemies, use kunais, smoke bombs to stun or evade your enemies. Another cool feature is how your aggression affects your enemies to make them surrender out of the fear. Ghost of Tsushima also introduces a combat stance system, which we only seen 3 stances to face different types of enemies and the fighting styles: stone stance, water stance, and the third presumably air or maybe wind stance, though it's of course not confirmed. This should be something similar to these stances in Nioh 2, mid, low and high. Now the stances in Nioh 2 change the player movement and the proficiency in the attacking, dodging and blocking according to the stances that the player chooses. I assume that Ghost of Tsushima combat stance system probably something similar to it. Now the closest Assassin's Creed got to this feature is with the high profile. Low profile combat system in the earliest Assassin's Creed games like the AC2, Brotherhood and AC3, which was used for stealth and open combat respectively. However, this undoubtedly is no match for what we'll experience in the Ghost of Tsushima. I've done 2 separate breakdown videos of the 2 combat styles in the Ghost of Tsushima, so give it a shot and check them out. There are links down below in the description as well. There's no doubt that the recent Assassin's Creed games such as the Odyssey and Origins were some of the best graphics we saw in the video games, even though Ubisoft is notorious for releasing buggy games. And the graphics have looked amazing in all of the games. The culture, location and the time period were depicted perfectly with all the right choices and details. Similarly, Ghost of Tsushima also depicts a perfect Japanese setting with the unique environment's design and the graphical elements. The bamboo forests, colorful flowers and bushes, the dynamic grass and the fogs really complement the vibes of the game. The vegetation elements also absolutely superior to any of the Assassin's Creed games. How the grass ejects when you jump on them and how they interact with the wind makes the environment more alive and realistic. As animals are part of the game's navigational system, the interactions are probably going to be better than the Assassin's Creed series. Now coming to the characters, Ghost of Tsushima brings a samurai named Jin as the protagonist. To be honest, not much has been revealed about the character and his background as of yet, well, even though we already understand his reasoning on doing this due to his hatred for the Mongols. But let's just hope he'll be one of those legendary ones such as the Ezio Auditore. However, the character customization is better than older Assassin's Creed in every way. You can choose plenty of armor options and how they affect your combat style is simply brilliant. On top of it all, you can customize your armor to your own color preference. Now, I cannot say the same for newer Assassin's Creed games, since they involve RPG mechanics, as it incentivizes you to try out all of the different types of armors as well. Next, coming to the overall aesthetic. There were plenty of times I just stopped what I was doing in the game just to admire the beauty of the scene in the Assassin's Creed, especially Odyssey and Origins. And the photo mode of the late Assassin's Creed games made it even better. Ghost of Tsushima takes a whole new approach to showcasing the beauty of the games. As the developers mentioned, the game is inspired by samurai movies and tries to bring that feel to the gamers. The game even features a dedicated samurai cinema mode to make the game look windy, black and white with a hint of the film grain to make the player feel like they're living their favorite samurai movie. The game also features a brilliant photo mode where you can change and add more action to the scene with the dynamic particles, leaves, wind and etc. It even allows you to take video clips of your favorite shots, which makes the photo mode even more exciting to look forward to. And finally, taking a look at the sound design, Ghost of Tsushima's sound design is just perfect. The background music enhances the overall gameplay experience as it brings out the tense moments, action scenes and the aesthetic scenes perfectly. The game mostly inspired by the Japanese sounds and music, and it helps to highlight the Japanese vibe in the Tsushima island. The latest gameplay footage from the state of play mesmerized me with the game's mellow and soothing vibes. How it transitions to create tenser and action in fighting scenes was also amazing, especially the sound design, astounding in the samurai cinema mode standoff scene. The developers also recommended playing the game with the original Japanese voice track, as it was supposed to bring the better experience so that it's something to look forward to as well. But the mouth sync was clearly made for the English dub. Perhaps it will be added for the Japanese version in the game when it does launch. I will not jump into the sound design of the Assassin's Creed series, as we all know that Ubisoft makes some of the best music choices in the gaming world. Especially At the Sea singing in the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag are one of the best musics in the history of the gaming and bring so many memories to. Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us. So after all of these comparisons in different areas, it's pretty clear that Ghost of Tsushima is going to be an absolute gem and has features some of the best features that any of the Assassin's Creed games that has been out so far. It's quite amazing how Sucker Punch managed to pull off the action-adventure stealth game, which is better than the king in the genre, Assassin's Creed, on their first try. Ghost of Tsushima currently seems to be better in every way with some killer additional features. Considering that the similarities between the two games, Ghost of Tsushima is, in fact, the Assassin's Creed we never got. Let's hope that Ubisoft sees their mistakes and comes stronger with the Valhalla. Let me know if my reasoning was fair, and check out the rest of my videos where I completely made a full breakdown of the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. Well, alright. Ravenstar, thank you so much for the continued support on my Patreon. I truly appreciate it. If you wish to support me, links are down below for my Patreon. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe, and have an amazing day.